When we're younger, we have formative experiences that go on to define our childhoods. They could be fond memories of going somewhere cool or doing something fun or watching a really cool movie or TV show. And likewise, movies and TV shows happen to have defining moments or episodes or something along those lines that form what it becomes. It's an essence, a high peak and standard of what that media is. Today's episode encapsulates both. And there were episodes before it that were high peaks for Ninjago that also happened to be very definitive moments for the show. Episodes like TikTok, The Green Ninja, Child's Play are some in my top 5 for sure. But the episode I'm talking about today is The Rise of the Spinjitzu Master, aka the Final Battle episode. And man, I've been wanting to talk about this for a while, but it's the 11-year anniversary, so what better time to talk about it than now? Before we get to the finale, I do want to talk about how devastating the tone of episode 12 was, the setup to this episode, even just before episode 12, but episode 12 in particular was just so low. There's this really tense buildup of the final battle at the beginning of the episode, and then it is almost immediately quashed in the last 5 to 10 minutes of the episode because the odds are so unbelievably stacked against the ninja. There's Nia being corrupted, and then the Overlord possessing Garmadon, Lloyd losing his fight, getting injured, and then them being stuck on the Dark Island. And the agonizing wait between this episode and the next was just so devastating. So basically, the show writers, they kicked you in the nuts, stole your Halloween candy, deal with it, cry about it.
What's going on with you?
I had to do my previously on Ninjago thing, but so now you know the setup and the context of the mindset that the viewers were in when we first came into this episode. Now, let's talk about the episode that was supposed to end it all, Rise of the Spinjitzu Master. We open on a destroyed and desolate Ninjago city, which is a shell of its former self after the Great Devourer and Stone Army. We see a dark cloud starting to roll into town, and when I saw that as a kid, I was so hyped because I knew something serious was about to go down. We get a funny moment of levity with Dareth, since, the last episode ended on a pretty tense note, and this one's starting on a pretty tense note. But after that moment of levity, the Overlord starts to terrorize Ninjago.
I am going to be the terrorist. You have 3 seconds to attract attention. Go!
And the ninja are still trapped on the Dark Island. Our defeated ninja team discusses why they lost and why things turned out the way they did, but there's still a sliver of hope. Lloyd gives this really impactful, inspiring speech about how they were chosen, even, of all people, just a bunch of kids. There was a reason why the first Spinjitzu Master chose them, and they get inspired again, and as that happens, the Falcon leads them to the Temple of Light again. The introduction scene for the Temple of Light in a previous episode was one of the best scenes in Ninjago history for sure, and it really did put a smile on my face to be able to see it one last time until future seasons. But them coming back here and finding the golden mech, this huge buildup that this first Spinjitzu Master mech will help them, gives a little bit more hope for when they get back to Ninjago. When they fly back to Ninjago, there's something that I noticed. The same soundtrack that plays in the pilot episodes when the ninja are flying their dragons into the underworld, the same music is playing here. Classic Ninjago really knew how to utilize certain soundtracks for full circle moments. If you know me, you know I'm a sucker for those, and I just thought it was a really nice touch.
It was perfect. Perfect.
When the ninja come back to Ninjago, the show doesn't hold back when it comes to showing us the horror of the just completely desolate and occupied post-apocalyptic nightmare that is Ninjago City at this point. It's some real mom come pick me up, I'm scared type stuff. When I saw this as a kid, I was really put on edge just by how dark this was getting. Yeah, Ninjago's totally just a kid's show. It's not a general audience show for everybody. Yeah, right. I just really appreciate the grand and epic scale that was put into this season and this story arc of the final battle. I really think that the soundtrack, the visuals, the storytelling, everything was at its A game. So the Overlord has turned into a dragon, and Garmatron has become this tall, impenetrable fortress tower that it's going to take a lot to be able to get in there and stop the Overlord because of the Stone Army and just the absolute veracity of their firepower.
Hey, baby, check out the gun show going on over here. Boom! Bang! Firepower!
So after a bit of a tussle,
A tussle? A tussle?
the ninja get into the fortress finally, and because of the Helmet of Shadows falling off of the Overlord, Dareth is now in control of the Stone Army, but sadly they get wiped out almost instantly, making them almost entirely useless, and the ninja have to rush the tower by themselves. The scene of the ninja rushing the tower and getting picked off one by one is so creepy because of them being corrupted, and the music and the atmosphere set by the episode is just so anxiety fueling. It'll have you on the edge of your seat, and I think they did that really, really well. Kai's the last of the original 4 ninja left, and he's got to stay back and fight his sister. He says Lloyd's got to go do what he's got to do because there's only one green ninja. And this is the moment where he accepted before that Lloyd was the green ninja, but this really, really cemented it and solidified it. Even though Season 4 would later say something different, but that's not important. I don't want this video to get copyright claimed, but this moment is so cool, I just have to show it to you, so enjoy.
It's the greatest moment of my life!
Before they fight, the Overlord points out the fact that Lloyd's injured and he doesn't even have a sword, just basically belittling him. Honestly, I'm surprised he didn't say this.
Look how small you are! How worthless you are!
To see the final battle actually take place after all this build-up since almost the beginning, it was really, really awesome. And the fact that in the beginning we thought it was going to be one of the original 4 ninja that was going to be the Green Ninja, and we thought the Dark Lord was going to be Garmadon. So the fact that they subverted our expectations, and it wasn't in a silly way, it wasn't in a dumb way, it was actually in a really, really awesome and spectacularly well done way. I really do like the way that this turned out, and watching this brought tears to my eyes back in 2012. Sometimes it still does. Who am I kidding? It does all the time. I want to play one more scene because it's just so cool.
Yes! Hell yeah! Hey, come on, baby! Come on! Yes! Come on! Ah!
Some may say that the build-up is better than the fight itself. I disagree. First, it starts off with, just basic brawling, but then it becomes this absolute just nightmare fuel with darkness surrounding Lloyd, and he has to overcome it. The Overlord's head is just popping out of the darkness while everything is just being consumed by darkness. I think it's some really cool, trippy, surrealist kind of stuff, and I think it's really, really awesome. And after all of that, the Overlord is defeated, and Ninjago is back to normal, and our heroes reunite, and the episode could have just ended there. It could have, Garmadon would have been gone, but Garmadon comes back, and he's not evil anymore. He's back to his old form, and oh my god, just the emotion, it's the little cherry on top, and I absolutely just love it. I'm all for it. I am going to say, though, that the Garmadon design did improve in later seasons, but I'm not complaining. I'm still glad to see him here. And to the people that didn't like the final battle,
I don't mean any disrespect, but it must suck to be that dumb.
thank you so much for watching this video. If you want me to cover the rest of Season 2, I would be more than glad to. I love the sets. I love the storyline. I love the music. I love pretty much everything about it. If you want more like this, if you like anything and everything Ninjago, make sure to subscribe, see more of your least favorite Lloyd lookalike. Follow me on Instagram, and I would just like to say happy 11th anniversary to one of the greatest and happiest childhood memories I have, Rise of the Spinjitzu Master.